Listen. You smell something?
Welcome to T-Bone's Best of Roanoke show. Music, comedy, and conversation featuring HB, the Honey Badger.
Honey Badger don't care.
Now, on with the show.
Episode number 98, T-Bone's Best of Roanoke show. You ready, HB?
I'm ready, T-Bone.
Are you boys ready?
Hey, we're ready.
All right, HB, we are in the studio of Virginia Electric, that little old band straight out of Roanoke, Virginia. Howdy, boys.
Hey, how's it
Good
going?
evening.
Hey, now.
Good to see you. Now, tell me this. Who are you, and what do you do here in the band? Let's start with you, Marshall.
Okay, I'm Marshall Hicks, and I play drums in the band and sing and help write the songs.
All
I
right.
write the songs.
I'm Careless Whisper. I play bass.
Oh, I'm sorry, what was that?
Careless.
That's hey,
Whisper.
Careless.
It's not the name my mom gave me, but she won't be upset.
That's all right.
I play bass, sing a little bit, tell bad jokes.
Oh, good.
Hey, I'm Rick. I play guitar. I sing. I stumble. I play the fool. It's good stuff. Help write a bit. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
very
about
good.
it.
And Waylon.
Waylon.
Yes, sir. My name's Waylon Hatchett, and play guitar and help write some songs.
So Waylon Hatchett, it's obvious, I'm sure you've heard this. You're named after Molly Hatchett and Waylon Jennings, right?
Well, not Molly Hatchet, not Molly Hatchet, but Waylon Jennings, yes, sir.
All right, sir. Glad to meet you all. Now, let's first things first. Virginia Electric, the name, who or how did you come up with it? Was Appalachian Power already taken, or how did you guys come up with it?
Well, there is Western Virginia Electric. It's a rival band, and we meet up on the street sometimes.
There you go.
That's actually my fault. I created the name, I think, or had the idea or the basics of it. What it was is for me personally, what it meant was the last 10 years or so, my music had been more of bluegrass and acoustic music, folk, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to have a separation from the past by using electric. And Virginia just seemed to fit.
It does. I like the title.
It was Virginia Electric Company for a very short time, very short discussion, maybe a couple of weeks, and then a couple other ideas that I can't even remember right now. But yeah, Virginia Electric's what it all got settled on.
So the company got dropped. No.
Yeah.
You didn't get a letter of deceased and desist or something. Or, okay.
We didn't want people to think they owed us any money.
Right.
Any real money.
In hindsight, maybe. I don't know.
But our Venmo is.
Well, back in our day, people would say, well, I was inspired to be a rock and roll star by watching Elvis or the Beatles on Ed Sullivan. But what inspired you guys? Just tell me, in general, what inspired you to pick up guitars and a drum and play the drum? What did it for you?
Yeah. Individually, too.
Kiss. Seeing Kiss when I was about 5 or 6.
At Berglund?
Well, no. Listening to them and seeing their albums, and it was just the coolest thing. And that's what started it for me.
It sparked it for you.
Yeah. Yes.
Very good.
That was Whisper.
For me, it's a real oddball thing because nobody in my family plays music. Hardly any relatives. I had maybe a cousin or two who played guitar or something like that, and it was just it's kind of something my neighborhood friends were doing. I knew I had a friend, Jeremy Smeltzer, and his family was all musical. Like everybody played something. They could have had like a family band if they wanted to, a Partridge Family band kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot from just them and just playing around because they were playing music, so I wanted to play some music and started on drums and went off on this guitar thing for several years and full circle back to drums now. And if I tell anybody if I'm in a room full of Nashville cats, I'm a drummer. But if I'm with my friends, I'll play anything.
Very good. All right, Rick, what about you?
It's probably my family.
Family.
My grandfather, he was in a bluegrass touring band. My uncle toured Europe. He was a stand-up bass player, bluegrass. My dad, he was a DJ throughout the '60s, locally. Chased the books, if you know what I mean. Every new book, better city. Worst book, smaller city. But that's just how the radio life is. And,
right.
Growing up in my house, it was like the Big Chill soundtrack. Every Sunday morning, Dad would play his favorites from. He loved the Embers and the Tams, beach music, and he loved he loved soul music. He loved Marvin Gaye, Doobie Brothers, everything. Growing up, it was kind of neat.
You were exposed to all that.
Yeah.
Wow, very nice.
That's what did it for me. There was no choice.
Yeah, it was in your blood, DNA. All right, Waylon, what about you?
I just wanted to be Jimi Hendrix.
Why? Why not? Well, very good. Well, you guys now, that inspired you. Now, what influenced you? I was reading a little bit about you. I saw Neil Young. I saw the Drive-By Truckers. I even saw Jackson Browne. But who influenced you as artists, musical artists?
This should be good.
Well, I'll tell you what. This is we kind of started as a Tom Waits.
Yeah.
I wanted to start a Tom Waits cover band.
Oh,
I
really?
love
Yeah.
Tom Waits,
Yep.
and Rick does too, and
I do too.
It's a
Tom does too.
We all do.
But then it morphed into not being able to do that. Obviously,
The lead singer backed out.
yeah.
He sounds, if you ever meet him, he
Yeah.
sounds just like Tom, and with him it would have been perfect. But
And just to clarify, I didn't answer an ad for a Tom Waits.
he did.
I didn't come for that. I like Tom Waits, but I didn't come to this band for that.
That began and died at the
Yeah.
CI in a bar stool number 2.
Yeah, Marshall and I answered a Craigslist ad. And
Why not?
it was like, oh, you guys play music too?
As far as influences go, for me, early on, like going back to my story, like nobody really taught me music, and I was pretty stubborn about it too. I didn't want to take band class and play, in marching band and play someone else's. Like, you have to play this and play it well. And I was a total Ramones fan, like punk rock,
Okay,
getting into Joey Ramone real early on. I just wanted to, play what I could play. At the time, I wasn't very good, and just get really good at writing songs and diving in. And since then, my musical taste has expanded tremendously. Like I'm all over the place, and I think even when I answered the ad and talking to Waylon early on, I was like, yeah, I want to play jazz, blues, rock, anything you got. Like
Right.
I'm always trying to break some molds. So that's, for me, early on, it was like punk rock, early Ramones stuff, but now it's anything and everything for influencing.
Well, we're going to be we're playing 2 of your songs as bumper music for the show today.
Nice.
Yeah, and so that'll be fun. But how would you describe to people who have not heard you, what would they expect to hear when they go see Virginia Electric?
It's a tough one sometimes
It's
for
a
us.
tough one, yeah.
Basically, it boils down to we're a rock band, but we're so many elements of a rock band.
We've been called like a garage rock kind of thing, or even a garage Americana. It's kind of I kind of view that statement as, we've got that Americana roots down, slightly country, but we have more of an edge, and that's where the garage kind of comes in, and a little more of that maybe alternative style to our songwriting. It's not just always like what you would imagine a pop song would be, or your standard Americana. So I think it's real weird. We struggle with like pinpointing it down and like coining a phrase, I guess, you know. Well, but yeah, I like just saying we're a good old rock and roll band like Waylon, and you can kind of decide from there.
Yeah, well, I've listened to your songs several times. Your musicianship, your craftsmanship is very good, so I want to give you compliments for that.
Thanks, yeah.
Thank you.
We try to be as creative as possible, I think.
I like how sometimes you start slow and then you build it up, and then you just some of the words and how you stop and all that stuff. But I've been listening to you. You had an EP come out, Towers, I think, in 2019.
Yeah.
6 songs, right?
I think it was only 5 songs.
Well, I'll tell you my favorite song, Marsh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Two Devils.
Two Devils? So,
Yeah, that's him.
Two Devils on my shoulder.
Yeah. I think everyone can relate to that.
It is a hot moving track, man.
You know,
it's a fun one to play.
I wrote that when I was on the road with another band, and I actually wasn't playing in the band. I was just doing merchandise and tour stuff and driving the van. But we were in Philadelphia, and one of the guys in that band had one of those nights where it's like questioning all of his morals. Like, what am I, you know, are there any rules tonight? I got 2 devils on my shoulder. That's what he said that statement. And I wrote that down and wrote the rest of that song when we got back to where we were crashing that night. Just sat there and wrote all the lyrics. I didn't have the melody or even that guitar lick or anything in mind at the moment. Just the story of like, oh man, like, yeah, the devil ain't there, or the angel ain't there tonight. So I think everyone has those moments, and I always joke about it sometimes before we perform that song.
Two devils on my shoulder, no angels in sight.
Yeah, that's right.
Great lyrics.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, some of the favorite places you've played. I know this last year, 2020, you've been in a bubble. You've been doing a lot of stuff streaming, and with the Harvester, I think you did with the Spot,
right?
And maybe other places.
We did several. Yes.
We played drive-in movie theater a couple times.
Which was fun.
Yeah.
What? Tell me about that.
Up in Blacks.
No,
It's the old Happies.
At the old Happies.
Oh, okay.
They rented this great big screen from Lee Hartman & Sons, an inflator screen. Kind of looks like a huge inflatable pool with a sail.
Yeah.
It's kind of
okay.
like, or a bouncy house.
Yeah.
And it's just this big, massive, what do you say, 50, 75 foot monstrosity?
I think he was talking
huge.
about the measurement. So it was only what he was telling us was just a screen measurement. But yeah, big screen,
huge.
giant
Wow.
screen, jumbotron.
Yeah.
And they showed some movies.
We
played
opened up
for Shrek.
We opened up for Shrek.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So you know you made it.
Good, yeah.
Yeah.
It's on our resume now.
It's good. You know?
Well, no, there's a movie. Let's go back in time before 2020. There's a movie, Blues Brothers. I don't know if you ever saw it, but they're playing at a country western place, and there's like a chicken wire screen.
Yeah.
Have you ever played in a place like that? Can you give us any stories or favorite places like that?
Nothing too seedy like that. I mean,
Nothing where we're fearful for our
probably
life.
closest to that would be the local coffee pot.
Coffee pot was
the
kind of,
Rendezvous. I played in a Rendezvous.
oh,
Yeah,
They had
maybe
chicken-
an
they had
individual,
chicken wire.
maybe bands before this. Yeah, Tom's played in bands. We've all played in bands before. VA.
And you've played at places. I heard you talk about the Pompeii Lounge.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's gets a chuckle. Trails Inn, I think, in North Carolina.
Yeah, that was
Man,
great.
I can't speak enough of those guys there.
Yeah.
That is somebody who's that's the people.
The
who-
Trail House.
The
Trail House, yeah.
They support local music, and not just local music, but just the whole seaboard. They bring and they pay they pay
They
good.
treat people right.
They feed
Yeah.
you. They don't
It's a
make
good
you
establishment,
beg.
yeah.
And it's I can't say enough about that. Artist, if you're looking for a place to play, where is it? Indian
Trail, North
Indian Trail, North Carolina, just I think east of Charlotte. Checking them out. Those guys take care
If
of
I
you.
had to say best place we played 2020, I think I had the most fun in Tom's Barn.
Oh,
We actually did a stream from the loft of the warehouse that he does all his woodwork in. And that was, I mean, we didn't go many places in 2020, but I thought that was a cool thing we did. We went up there and dressed the barn up, made it look cool, loaded up in there. It was dying hot, middle of summer, but we still rocked out a cool set. That's up on our YouTube that can be viewed and all that stuff. So that was my funnest, or the most fun place I think we played on 2020.
Well, tell me if this is true. About 3 years ago, you opened up for Blue Oyster Cult in Martinsville. Who did the cowbell? More cowbell.
That is just grown from urban legend.
That's urban legend.
That really wasn't a true story.
Well, it sounded good.
Yeah.
And then I looked up Saturday Night Live. More cowbell.
I was trying not to say anything that would be too inappropriate for a Christmas special, so I just made that up because we have some friends in
But
Martinsville
actually,
who play in Martinsville.
one of Tom's previous bands did open up for Blue Oyster Cult. I was there. I saw him.
True.
Yeah,
was a
he
good
was
show, man.
lost. He was lost. He forgot who he was talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
We opened up for
He
Low
was
Cut
remembering
Connie
better
once.
days.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, look
Yeah,
at
we opened
Connie.
up for Low Cut Connie at the Harvester, which was really cool. My favorite gig ever, though, is Coops. At Charlottesville. It happened to be the perfect storm. UVA beat Florida State in football for the first time in 25 years, and so the town went nuts, and everybody just went out. And you could have played cowbell,
And we were definitely playing the College Towny bar.
Oh yeah,
Water.
and people. It was wall to wall. People actually dancing on tables.
God.
But they were all celebrating. So
Just
Yeah,
everybody's just getting
everybody.
down.
easy
and,
crowd,
and
they were ready to go.
they were looking for an excuse to dance. And
They
yell
had
and
their
scream.
the
And we
adrenaline
get-
was up.
It was a great night.
That's a good night.
Yeah.
And it went till 2 till they shut it down, and then it just didn't dwindle. They stayed till they said last call.
Yeah.
Once everybody left, there were
Lights come
thousands
on,
of
yeah.
plastic cups
Oh God!
on the floor.
The swill of straw, that
'Cause they
last
had
of the
kegs,
beer
keg
everywhere.
beer.
Oh, it smelled so. It was,
Very, very pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
yeah.
But that's a great segue. What's your favorite beer on the road? What's yours, Waylon?
I'm a wine person, actually. So
All right. What do you like?
White wine.
White
I've
wine.
gotten into white wine. now.
White wine. All right.
Woodford Reserve. I'm more of a bourbon.
Yeah.
Beer's chaser.
Yeah. Bourbon. Yeah,
Rick.
sir.
All right, Careless.
I like it all, but Coors Light is like water,
It
so I
is-
can drink
that's
a
his
couple
gig
of these.
beer.
so-
Yeah, he drinks that.
Stay
every
hydrated,
day.
my
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah.
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 And I'm kind of like an anything, but if I had my choice, it would be Jameson on the rocks.
Oh,
But I
yeah.
do like a good Sierra Nevada as a go-to.
Okay.
Pale ale.
This is a well-rounded band, honey.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey.
We
All
have
right.
definitely paid to play.
Some of us have.
I can only speak for myself.
All right. Before we get to you guys doing a little number you cooked up for us, tell me this. Let's go around the
Don't get to warm
room.
up.
Best live album that you
All
like.
time?
That you like. Yeah, and tell me why. Tell us why.
I need days for this.
I've got a really good. I don't know what it's called. It might just be called Isley Brothers Live, and it's like a
Oh,
double vinyl, and that thing is killer.
I've never heard of that.
Oh,
I didn't
I like
either.
the Isley
I
Brothers.
think it's a double album. And
How old is it?
I don't know. I don't know enough about it. I listen to it all the time. My cover's all worn out, and I need to look at it. But
All
yeah,
right,
that's
I got
a
to
great
look for
one.
that. So Isley Brothers Live.
Yeah, that's interesting. I went through a whole live album stage when the pandemic hit, like a couple months in, because I was really itching to hear live
Yeah.
music. Yeah,
Okay.
I went through a whole big. I came back to that one quite a few times. Yeah,
All right. It's your thing.
Yeah.
All
do
right.
what you want to do.
That's
My
right.
favorite live album.
Yeah.
Iron Maiden,
Iron Maiden.
Live After Death, when I was about 13 or 14.
Yeah.
Ah, they were just so good. I
That's-
love
Okay. That spoke to you.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever hear this Peter Frampton Comes Alive?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll get back to you in a minute, Rick.
Every weekend on ROV.
Every day.
When they want a break, put on the.
That's why you listen to Radio Free Roanoke.
Yes.
What's your favorite radio station? What's your favorite live album, Waylon?
I'd have to say this. My buddy Jason burned me this. Probably shouldn't say that, but it's Bob Dylan Live and Rare.
Oh, wow.
It's from the bootleg series of albums he put out, and it's all later day stuff, not early stuff. It's got like Larry Campbell and Charlie Sexton in the band, and man, they just cook. And I love Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
Man, that reminds me. There was like a 1969 Halloween night, just him concert that I listened to for days and days and days when I first got that thing.
Oh, and anything Wilco,
Yeah.
like kicking
Wilco,
television.
yeah.
Right. Right. That's a good one.
All right, Rick. Last call.
3 influential ones. Now that everything's done. Just I've got it down to 3.
3.
Dylan at the Albert Hall. I think that's what 64, 65. Kiss Alive, 78. That was just. I mean, I never knew rock could be such high energy. I mean, you want the best, you got the best. And
It's only 2.
Allman
Take too
Brothers.
long.
Oh yeah, how could I? Oh man, I actually
Brothers
wore
Live.
out CDs.
Fillmore East.
Learning how to play slide guitar along to
Or
Fillmore.
the Fillmore,
East.
excuse me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So much good stuff going in on that whole album cover. The art, the photograph, the story involved with the photograph when you flip it back and forth. The tales of road and woe and just.
See, that makes me think of Zappa and the Mothers at the
Well, yeah.
Fillmore was a great
Yeah.
live album. That's
Yeah.
a killer
I mean,
one.
that's so hard. to
There's
ask
too
which
many good
favorite.
ones. You're making us. I can
There's
sit here and talk about
Lucinda
live albums all
Williams
night.
live at the
Oh,
Fillmore.
well, yeah. I mean, Lucinda Live is always
Yeah.
good too, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Petty.
Sade.
I mean-
Shame on you
Oh,
for
yeah.
making us pick one.
And not to mention, I mean,
We're bringing
we
up a lot of
talked about
memories here.
Stones. I mean,
Sade.
Yayas, get your yayas.
Get your yayas out,
Sade. Has her live moments.
Wow.
man, Sade's quote is awesome. At the beginning of one of her songs, she's like, "This is for you up in the cheaper seats," and she goes, "We feel you," and because the place was sold out, and they just erupted. It was awesome. I like it. I'm weird.
Well, you guys said you were going to do a little number
Yep.
for us. This would be a good time for that.
Okay. All right, we're ready, T-Bone.
All right, fellas are going to play a little song they put together for us. Hit it.
This is acoustic version of Vanguard. It's going to be coming on our new record out soon. This one goes out to Christine.
Thought I told you. Thought I showed you how. But you didn't listen. Oh, look at you now. You're starting to mingle. And you're working oh so hard. I wish you good luck at becoming the vanguard. Sun rises, then it drops. When the full moon glows, time never stops. Sun rises, then it drops. When the full moon glows, time never stops. No one does it alone. No one does it in a day. It could take a lifetime for you to figure out your way. You can do it for you. You can do it for everyone else. You can do it for the good of yourself. Sun rises, then it drops. When the full moon glows, time never stops. Sun rises, then it drops. When the full moon glows, time never stops. Sun rises, then it drops. When the full moon glows, time never stops. Sun rises, then it drops. When the full moon glows, time never stops. Never stops. Never stops. Never stops.
right.
Woo! Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you. All right, big finish. Virginia Electric. Is there anything else we missed you want to bring up, you want to highlight?
Something coming.
Is there any,
Yeah.
like, since...
Well, we've got another streaming gig. I'm not sure when this is going to air, but we got another streaming gig airing February 12th.
12th.
Is when
12th,
it'll
yeah.
be
Oh,
on.
right.
It's a Friday night, hosted by 81 Productions and Three Notch Brewery.
In fact, they've got a whole bunch of shows coming up.
They've got a
in
bunch of
concessions
shows.
starting this weekend.
Yeah, starting
3 Notch.
January 29th. It's tomorrow, 29th.
Yes, sir.
So it's the 1st one. I'm sure when you hear this, it'll be over. But catch them every Friday after that.
3
And,
Notch, okay.
Yep. And we've got a new album coming out. Six new songs.
And what
You
we
just
got-
heard one.
All
We're going
right.
to call it
We're gonna call it For the Good of
Good
Yourself.
That's the name of it.
And that's actually a lyric from the song you heard, Vanguard. And
Yeah.
we've got 5 other songs on there as well. It's going to be great. We're going to do a lot of music videos for those songs, not just stream performances, but do some artistic music videos and work with some other videographers and stuff like that, and really dive into
Possibly
that.
some animation. Who knows?
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Future, any other future stuff, you know?
Well, hopefully you
Red
get back
Rocks.
out on the road, and
Yeah.
Blue Oyster Cult will open up for you.
Yeah.
I want to say
Rhyme
keep
with
on
you.
keeping on, fellas.
Oh, right on. Thank you.
Special thanks to
Oh,
Max
dig it.
and Travis, who have helped us out with all those streaming videos. Big special thanks to them.
And
John Thompson.
John,
And 95.7.
what's the name of that station again?
Radio Free Roanoke,
Yeah.
95.7.
Good
Yeah.
All right, Marshall, my man Careless, Rick,
Yep.
Waylon. You know me, I'm down with VAE.
That's right. Yeah. Thanks for having us.
Thank
big
you.
love.
Let's go.
Well, I got 2 devils on my shoulders, no angel in sight. The choices I have, a thin line between wrong and right. Well, I got 2 devils on my shoulders, one for each ear. Oh, so badly I wish I had an angel near. And 2 devils are whispering, and my ears are tingling. I got 2 devils on my shoulders, me and 2 devils tonight. Oh, I got 2 devils on my shoulders, and I can hear them play their songs. New and catchy sounds, they always come along. And I hear all their strings as they play and they sing. I got 2 devils on my shoulders, me and 2 devils tonight. Alright, come on. And I fear for my life, too much temptation I might give in. I got 2 devils on my shoulders, me and 2 devils tonight. I got 2 devils on my shoulders, me and 2 devils tonight.
And thanks, JT.